It was an incredibly surreal feeling to wake up in the state of Georgia, go to check the news, check the weather, right? And for some reason, one of the top stories on a local news network, not CNN or Fox or anything, one of the top stories is about hookers unionizing in Pahrump, Nevada, which sounds like the noise a cartoon elephant would make. Now, I didn't even know that you could sell sex or whatever in the USA. I thought that was illegal. I mean, I know that everyone does it anyway because you can just put your phone on the counter and say, "Oh no, actually I was recording. Oh, we were creating high art." Yeah, we were creating high art doing things that I can't even describe on YouTube, much like this picture that my news network used, which is the outward face of this building, this resort, the ranch, the brothel, which has women in lingerie in it, and it's like, well, that was conceived of, created, purchased, and worn for the sake of inciting a male's loins, so that he wants to have sex with a woman, making it categorically, definitively, incontrovertibly pornographic to display that. But and I'm sure I could put it on YouTube as well. Everyone in this world, for some reason, thinks that it's just normal for women to walk around naked and twerk and stuff. But I'm censoring it anyway because I have some level of respect and courtesy for other people and myself. Despite what America wants everyone to believe, it's not really like a generally accepted thing, nor has it ever been in the entire history of the world. But yeah, they're unionizing. They're unionizing and calling themselves the United Brothel Workers, which I appreciate. I really do. I appreciate that they're not trying to glam it up, to glitz it up, to try and make it sound like better than it is or something other than what it is, because then it's trying to seem like they're trying to scam their way through it. I appreciate that they're not trying to do that. But we have a quote here from one of the workers there. It says, "We want the same things that any other worker wants. We want a safe and respectful workplace," said Jupiter Jetson. And Jupiter Jetson asked that her legal name not be used for fear of harassment. Well, love, you've just told everyone what country you live in, what state you live in, what county you live in, and your place of employment, along with your stage name. I don't think you need Indiana Jones to find you. I'm pretty sure everyone who wants to harass you could harass you. Anyway, Jetson said the drive was spurred on by a new independent contractor agreement issued in December that would give the brothel power to use the women's likeness without permission, even if they no longer work there. Now, we'll get to the contract later on, but it is a bit crazy. It's a crazy, really one-sided contract. And Jetson then said, "This is how you end up the face of a Japanese lubricant company without ever having signed a document," although your independent contractor agreement would be the document. But moving on, she also said, "This is how you end up finding yourself on a website offering AI companionship without ever seeing a penny." Now, I don't really know that either of those make sense. I mean, the Japanese company could use anyone for their lubricant advertisement. Why you? They don't even need to use a real person. They just put on anime girl up there, whatever. And for that matter, they can just make an AI person, which brings me to the other point of the AI companionship. Like, I don't even know what Jupiter Jetson looks like, but she could be the most attractive woman in the world, and AI can still make a more attractive woman for free in like an instant. So I don't really know, like, if that just sounds sort of like she's making up fake scenarios. But when we get to the contract, you'll see that it is kind of BS. So it's kind of like a fear mongering there, but either way, it is kind of crazy what they've done. So we have a quote here by Mark Ellis, the state president of the Nevada Communications Workers of America, saying, "All workers are guaranteed certain human decencies and dignities, and the right to organize is one of those." And I know exactly what they were saying, and I'm sorry to be that guy, but decency and dignity? Do you understand the tier list of what happens in whorehouses? I mean, there's no decency or dignity going on there. I mean, it may not be the lowest of the low, but it's certainly not the highest of the high, nor is it any kind of decent or dignified. Well, Sherry's Ranch respects the rights of workers to express their views on workplace structure. Jeremy Lemur, the brothel's marketing and communications director, said in an email, "A brothel does not need a marketing and communications director. There are some very basic reasons why prostitution is said to be the oldest profession and why it has lingered and kept on as this disease that's infected us, like this incurable STD of society, for well, since time immemorial, really. It's not something that needs to be marketed, really, especially when the front of your building has a bunch of nearly naked women on it. It's pretty straightforward. So the contract itself, according to the Associated Press, states that the brothel will have the irrevocable, worldwide, perpetual, royalty-free, non-exclusive license to distribute the women's material. Now, I don't agree with prostitution being normalized. I don't agree with it being institutionalized. I don't agree with it being glorified. I don't actually have a problem with people doing it behind closed doors because it's going to happen anyway. I disagree with it being some sort of like major criminal enterprise and some sort of major institutionalized like government taxing it kind of thing. You know, like alcohol's not good for the world and the government makes a ton of money off of that. Same for like tobacco and stuff. But if you completely outlaw it, then you have the criminals doing it on the other side. And I think the happy medium is just to let people do it in their own house, and bad things will happen. People will be attacked, but that's their own choice because they chose to do this. But that said, even though I don't agree with any of this being the case, it is in Nevada right now for some reason legal, and this contract, irrevocable, worldwide, perpetual, royalty-free, non-exclusive license to distribute the women's material, even after they've quit, apparently, that is bonkers. That is so one-sided, absolutely crazy. But before you get too mad at them, just wait until you see what the hookers want in response. Well, first of all, we gotta get there. So Molly Wilder, they said the terms would make it harder for courtesans to leave the industry and pursue other opportunities. For her, sex work is a temporary job to help pay for her student loans. Like Jetson, she's asked for the legal name not be used, and says that it was never my plan to stay forever. Right. Well, I don't know what you're studying to do later on after you quit being a whore, but your decision to do such will follow you forever, whether you stay or not. Every single thing you've done there is going to follow you forever. It's going to curse any chance you have to pursue other opportunities, which is what you say you want. I mean, anyone who's alive. I mean, your grandfather, your husband, your parents, your children, your grandchildren, and things just exist on the internet forever, right? So your great grandchildren are going to know what the inside of your butthole looks like. It's not going to go away. It's going to follow you forever. That's a decision that you made, and it cannot be taken back. So, a very weird mindset that these kinds of people have that I just don't understand. Moving on, they said that the concerns were brought to management, and they were told to sign or leave. It doesn't say how much time they were given to look at the contract beforehand. I'm sure there's laws stating that you can't just throw a contract in people's face and say you've got 5 seconds to sign it, because that's obviously unfair. But the women requested more time to decide, and some signed under duress. The dispute remains ongoing, and let's get to the actual contract itself. So, I mean, the women's demands in response. So, the women argued that they were treated as employees, which normally they're treated as independent contractors. They say they're treated as employees. They say they have schedules, they can't work from home, and they are required to charge a minimum of 1,000 United States dollarinos to their clients per hour. And the brothel, gets 50% of what they earn. $1,000 per hour. I would not pay anyone on the planet, no matter what they looked like, $1,000 per hour for a sex act. That's insane. Absolutely absurd. Simps, you got to get a grip on it. You do. You've got to get a grip on yourself. You're going to be sitting there, not even all the way through, thinking, God, why did I do this? That was a lot of money. And I probably got an STD now. My wife and my kids are going to find out about this. Why did I do that? You've got to get a grip on yourself, literally, and just stop doing this kind of crap. So they say, in our dream scenario, Jetson says, in our dream scenario, mind you, these are prostitutes, we would like to be recognized as employees because we would like the full rights and bargaining power that employees have. So again, they're not employees, they're contractors. So they said that the women are making their own online content, and we know what that means. They can make millions of dollars in a single day. But maybe millions in a single day is a bit of an exaggeration, but they can make $1 million in a day. They can make millions in a year. just for uploading pictures of themselves and videos, and frankly 99.99999% of that is trash. Source, trust me, bro. They want their intellectual property protected. Okay, yeah, the previous contract that was provided to them where they get rights over their images forever is insane, sure. But the women also say that they want to negotiate over dress code, saying that they can only wear denim shorts and not denim pants. Presumably they can wear other types of pants, like spandex pants or something, which are very erotic as well. But yeah, they want to wear denim shorts. And they'd like to see a fairer wage. They make $500 an hour for spreading their legs. And then they said they want to negotiate for health insurance. Health insurance. You're not an employee, though. So are you unionizing as an independent contractor, or are you trying to become an employee? I don't... Pants? Denim pants. They're so ugly and boring and uncomfortable. Like, you should be fired just on that. You're a whore in a whorehouse. You're not wearing denim pants. Get out of here. Well, they go on to say the most pathetic thing that you're going to see in this article. Brent said the Sherry Ranch's courtesan's effort is significant in a stigmatized industry in which its workers historically lay low and stay quiet. It's pretty amazing and heartening to see so many sex workers standing up for their rights. Their rights. I don't agree with this being legal, and I don't agree with it being glorified. But I'm okay with it being legal, just not glorified and institutionalized. I meant like the brothel. I'm not okay with that. I don't care if people do it out of their own homes. That's whatever. And frankly, it's the way it already is, because you can just turn on a fucking camera and that's it. You just claim it's art that you're making. But I'm sick of this soft language regarding things like this, like saying like adult entertainers and stuff. It's just disgusting to me in general. And $1,000 an hour, men, seriously, get a grip on yourself. You're pathetic. Anyway, thanks for watching.